It is often said that airports are the first and last impression of a city, especially when traveling, and no matter how big or small, you'll probably spend a substantial time at airports before or after a flight. While some of Asia's airports have been recognized for their service and facilities, the Asia Pacific is also home to some of the busiest and important air travel hubs in the world. For this reason, this video will be the first of a series highlighting some of the important air travel hubs in the region, as well as airports in Europe and North America that get substantial air traffic from the Asia Pacific region. To start off this new initiative, I thought to introduce the first airport, which has been regarded as a major trans-Pacific hub between North America and Asia, Tokyo's Narita Airport, an airport that many have been observing to be losing ground as Tokyo's Haneda is offering more flight slots for international air traffic, a change that has prompted a long-standing airline with a presence at Narita, Delta, to move its operations to Haneda. But first, we'll take a look at the history of Narita Airport. During the period before, during, and after World War II, much of the international air traffic was served at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, located within Tokyo Bay and close to the city center. With the rise of the jet age and the increased concerns of aircraft noise over the city, government officials began planning for a second airport and scouted on several locations around the Tokyo area before settling on an area located in Narita in Chiba Prefecture, located 60 kilometers east of central Tokyo. This was going on in the 1960s, and the original plan for the airport was to include around 5 runways, and the hope that construction and the eventual opening of the airport would be of ease as the airport would be located away from the city. However, the planned construction of the airport met heavy resistance politically especially from the farmers based in the area, whose land was to be used for the construction of the new airport. This would lead to eventual protests by those against the construction of the airport, which led to violent protests that often turned deadly, as well as obstructing the construction of the airport. While the first passenger terminal was built in 1972, the construction was delayed due to the protests, which involved having police dealing with the protesters who were obstructing the construction sites. In a bid to open the airport, the planned 5 runways was reduced to 1, and after a series of delays and violence, the airport was opened in May of 1978. For decades, the protesters and the farmers still held their resentment towards the Japanese government and businesses involved in the construction of the airport. The dark history surrounding the construction of Narita has influenced the Japanese government, including the decision to build the Osaka Kansai and the Nagoya Chubu Central Air airports at sea rather than on land. With the opening of Narita in 1978, the Tokyo City area would have a dual airport system with Haneda handling the domestic traffic, while Narita would become the main international air traffic hub. It was during this period where Narita became a major air travel hub in Asia, as more Japanese people began flying overseas for vacations as a result of the booming economy. Along with the growth of international air traffic and the Japanese carriers Japan Airlines and All Nippon Airways growing their international route networks, Narita Airport was also a major trans-Pacific hub for US-based airlines Northwest and Pan American, which were eventually succeeded by Delta Airlines and United. Along with flights to the US cities, these airlines would often operate flights to and from major destinations in Asia such as Bangkok, Taipei, Manila, and Singapore. However, as trans-Pacific travel has evolved to the point where there are many airlines and newer routes thanks to the new modern long-range aircraft, airline alliances, and codeshare flights, the presence of these major US-based airlines has all but faded, with Delta ending the remaining intra-Asia routes from Narita operated by a US-based airline to Manila and Singapore. While Delta is evolving its strategy in the Asia Pacific by ending its presence at Narita, the Tokyo-Narita Airport is also evolving in its own way. Today, Narita Airport remains a key hub for Japan Airlines and All Nippon Airways in terms of its international networks, as well as Japanese low-cost carriers Jetstar Japan, Peach Aviation, and Spring Airlines. The airport is still growing in passenger and aircraft traffic. In 2018, Narita handled over 42 million passengers while handling over 255,000 aircraft movements during the year. It is currently the second busiest airport in terms of traffic in Japan, handling about 50% of the international passenger traffic to the country, as well as 60% of the international cargo traffic to and from Japan. Between 2008 and 2018, the international transit passenger traffic did decline, though it was made up by the increase in domestic travel. Narita has also seen an increase in overall passenger traffic, which has been contributed to the rise in international passenger traffic. Much of the added international traffic could be attributed to more flights to and from South Korea, China, and Southeast Asia. This has increased the pressure on airport officials to expand the airport, as aircraft movements have increased during the same time period. Narita's main issue in terms of expansion has been the tenuous relationship with the neighboring farmers. At present, the facility has around 3 passenger terminals, including 1 low-cost airline terminal, as well as 2 runways. Narita has plans for a 3rd runway, though those plans are going to be requiring the cooperation of the neighboring farmers, which own some of the land that will be needed. Narita's growth is also limited by noise restrictions around the airport, and flight operations are banned between 11 p.m. at night to 6 a.m. in the following morning. In an effort to add more capacity to the airport, the night curfew will be shifted to 12:30 to 5 a.m. in the morning. Though Narita is experiencing growth, it pales in comparison to the 87 million passengers who travel annually to and from Haneda Airport, which reopened to international air traffic in 2010. While Haneda will benefit from additional international traffic, the dual airport system for the city of Tokyo will evolve, while Haneda will cater mostly to the business travelers. Narita is aiming to serve the leisure and budget travel market, as well as those routes that will not be able to use the Haneda airport due to the problem of obtaining flight slots at Haneda. How do you see Narita Airport balancing the needs of expansion while addressing the concerns of the neighboring landowners? This has been another edition of Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to be notified on when the next video comes out, make sure to hit the bell button. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day.